I never imagined that one simple word, no, could shatter my family's perfect little illusion. For almost 20 years, I was the one who carried every single holiday on my back. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, 4th of July, it didn't matter. If there was a gathering, I was the one in the kitchen before sunrise, wrist deep in raw turkey, flour up to my elbows, sweating over boiling pots while everyone else was in the living room laughing, drinking, and taking photos. And cruel irony. At the end of every night, the compliments never even came my way. My parents, Robert and Diana, would stand at the center of the room, glasses raised, basking in the praise of relatives and neighbors. "What a feast," someone would say. "You two are such wonderful hosts." Everyone clapped, smiling. Meanwhile, I stood at the edge of the doorway, wearing gravy-stained aprons, my feet aching, clapping along like I wasn't the one who had just given up 18 hours of my life to make it happen. I wasn't a daughter. I wasn't a sister. I was staff, and nobody even noticed how much it hurt. The breaking point came last Christmas. I had prepared a feast for 22 people. Prime rib, roasted vegetables, 3 desserts, homemade rolls, endless side dishes. I started at dawn and worked until my hands were raw. Dinner was served, and once again my Uncle Vincent raised his glass. To Robert and Diana, for always hosting such magnificent celebrations. My parents smiled, gracious as ever. Not one person looked at me. I slipped out the back door, drove home in silence, and cried in the dark of my kitchen. Nobody even realized I was gone. That night, something inside me snapped. I thought, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not their servant. I'm their daughter, their sister. And if they can't see me as that, then I won't play the part they've written for me. The decision started to take shape a few weeks later when my friend Beverly invited me to her family's Thanksgiving. Beverly's also a chef, but at her house, everyone pitched in. Her teenage daughter mashed potatoes, her brother-in-law carved the turkey, her mom set the table. The kitchen was loud and joyful, filled with laughter and chatter. Nobody was isolated. Nobody was taken for granted. "This is what holidays should feel like," Beverly said, and she was right. So I made my choice. I would not be cooking for my family this Thanksgiving. When I told them, the reaction was chaos. My mother gasped into the phone. "But what? Will we serve?" My brother Kenneth barked. "You can't abandon us." His wife Patricia nearly screeched, "Who will make the sweet potato casserole?" "You'll have to figure it out yourselves," I said calmly. The guilt-tripping began almost immediately. My mother left tearful voicemails about ruining tradition. My father, who had never once reimbursed me for groceries in 18 years, suddenly offered to pay me back. Kenneth even showed up at my apartment one night, still in his wrinkled suit from work. He tried reasoning, begging, even guilt. "You don't understand the position you're putting us in. I already told my in-laws about your dishes. How do I explain this?" I looked him straight in the eye and asked, "When was the last time we talked about anything that wasn't food?" He couldn't answer. That's when I knew he didn't see me as his sister anymore, just as his caterer. Thanksgiving morning arrived, and for the first time in decades, I didn't wake up before sunrise to start preparing. I slept in until 8. I made scrambled eggs and coffee. By noon, I was at Beverly's house, sitting with a glass of wine in hand, laughing with her family. Meanwhile, my phone buzzed nonstop. At 1:30, Kenneth texted, "Turkey isn't defrosting. How long did you usually do it?" At 2:15, my sister called in a panic. "The stuffing's mushy. The oven's weird, help!" By 4, Uncle Vincent tried calling. "Your mother is crying. The turkey's raw. The potatoes are lumpy. Please come help us." I told him calmly, "There are thousands of tutorials online. You'll figure it out." At 5:30, my mom sent a photo. A raw turkey sat sadly on the table, surrounded by collapsed side dishes. The caption read, "Please help. The family is hungry." I smiled, turned my phone off, and went back to laughing with Beverly's family. By 7, Kenneth sent the final message. "We ordered pizza. Thanks for ruining Thanksgiving. But here's the truth. I hadn't ruined anything. They had. The next morning, my mom called in tears. We were humiliated. Florence asked where you were, and we had to tell her you abandoned us. No, I told her. I chose not to be unpaid staff anymore. You could have learned years ago. You chose not to. They didn't get it. By Christmas, the desperation had reached a new peak. They begged me to cater just this one time. They even offered to pay. But that was the final insult. They didn't want me as family. They wanted to hire me like I was some on-call chef, so I spent Christmas with Beverly's family again. Their holiday? A disaster of burnt ham, collapsed, souffle, and sandwiches on paper plates. The humiliation spread quickly through their church and neighborhood. Everyone who had once praised my parents as the perfect hosts now whispered about how they couldn't even manage a meal without me. For the first time in 2 decades, I felt free. My family had treated me like labor, not love, and when I walked away, they fell apart. That wasn't cruelty. That was consequence. At Beverly's house, people hugged me just for walking in the door. Nobody cared if I brought a pie or nothing at all. They wanted me, not what I could cook for them. And that's when I realized something important. My revenge wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud. It was simply saying no, refusing to play the role they had forced me into. And that small act of self-respect? It changed everything. Sometimes revenge isn't about striking back. It's about stepping away. I thought I owed my family my labor. But what I owed was myself, my peace, my dignity, my time. Once I chose that, they had to face the truth. I wasn't their cook. I was their daughter, their sister. And if they couldn't value me as that, then I was better off celebrating with people who did. So let me ask you, if you were in my place, would you have done the same? Or would you have kept cooking year after year just to keep the illusion alive?